Bogans breakdown.
Bam. All right, here we are back again. Bogans Breakdown, episode 2. Can you believe it? It's already been 2 episodes.
2 episodes. Let's go. Let's go.
It's a winning streak.
Hey.
So back here with Keith Bogans, NBA veteran, and we're covering the NBA Finals, and we're on Game 2 right now. Game 3 is happening as we are recording this, and we're keeping a watchful eye on it. But Keith, we talked about in the last episode, we talked about how, being a away team visiting Boston.
Right.
Now, talk about your experience in Boston as the home team.
I mean, it's a lot of fun playing in Boston. I was there. I wasn't there long, but just, the city. I live downtown. I think, what's the area by the Galleria Mall?
Cambridge.
Yeah, I lived in Cambridge, downtown.
Down by Harvard.
Yeah, right next to Harvard.
And MIT.
Absolutely. That's your city. You know exactly where I was at. Was there for a short period of time, but I enjoyed the city a lot. Great restaurants, some of the best fans in the world. This was back when the practice facility was we had to take the drive from, down in Cambridge up. I forget what city, the old practice facility. Yeah, great city, great fans. I think either New York, Philly, Boston, the fan base in those 3 cities. But I got the opportunity to be on the home team in Boston and to see the love and how they embraced the team. And we weren't even that good that year. That was the rebuilding year. I think Rondo was the last piece left.
Well, luckily, though, you got them at a good year because, I have a little thing about Boston sports fans growing up there. And, I've had two lives kind of as a Boston sports fan, right? The first half of my life was a lot of losing. Right? And you grew up in a culture where outside of the Celtics and the Bruins, really, Patriots had never won anything. Red Sox hadn't won since 1918. Right? So you had your parents and their parents had never seen
lost for a lot of years.
Yeah. So, and then you kind of inherit that. Right, and then you don't really know too much about winning. And I was born in '87, so the last Celtics championship was '86.
Right.
So I hadn't seen anything until the Patriots finally won in 2001. Now, so I just think about like what the home team experience would have been for somebody in your position before all that winning, because you know how crazy. We'll use Philadelphia as an example. I think Philly's known for some pretty hardcore fans as well. Right. Some pretty diehard fans.
Oh, absolutely.
They'll come at you, right? Broad Street bullies.
Hey, absolutely, they coming.
I think they booed Santa Claus at an event one time.
It's the passion.
They've attacked their own mascots. I think.
Passion. It's that passion for their team. I mean, I told you the 3 cities I've experienced,
And they didn't have a ton of winning either, right? They didn't have a ton of winning. No. And, those rigged Northeastern, they're always dealing with the frickin' snow and the
cold.
And the cold. Yeah. So really.
That puts you in a bad mood, too.
Puts you in a bad mood. But, the sports, though, gives you hope, warms you up a little bit, right? So it's like just the culture is sports, right? But then something happened, right? Which was all this winning. All this winning started happening in Boston.
You got to listen, I always tell people, you got to take the good with the bad or the bad with the good. Y'all took the bad on the front end, like you said, all those years.
Yeah.
Not winning. You stick with your team. Look where you are now. You're rooting for them in the finals. So.
But I guess my question is there a downfall to too much winning from a societal standpoint? I give an example, right?
Hold on. I can give you a great example.
Okay, go ahead.
Don't get mad at me, haters. I mean, I went to Kentucky, so you got, we're used to winning in Kentucky. So the standard is so high. I mean, they're not, when I was there, I remember this. Like, it's kind of like you're talking about. It's just not used to losing. Like, when you start winning, the fans get used to winning. The bar is set and they expect nothing less. So when you guys start winning championships, the bar is set high now. They expect nothing less. And that's the fan base that you guys have.
Well, it's kind of a mixed bag though, right? Because you have people like myself from that gen who still live through some 2003 walk off Aaron Boone, the Yankees, right? Horrible moment, right? Like 99 against the Yankees. There's a lot of instances, and then when you're talking about your parents and your grandparents, they have just instances like after another, right? But when you win too much and you don't face any, so the mixed bag is you have the people who experience both,
Right.
and then you have the people the kids who kind of grew up
Winning.
during this era and all they know is the winning, right?
Right.
That's the mixed bag, and I see a lot of those kids. You might have seen it before. It's almost like a meme. But there was a kid that his parents would take him to every Boston championship parade.
Right.
And every year you'd see him, and it would be a sign that says, I'm only 4, and I've been to 6 parades so far, right? And then he'd be back the next year. I'm 7, and I've been to 12, right? It's just on and on and on. And, what adversity has he faced as a result?
Hey, it's going to come around. It always comes around.
Well, that I think is right. So I say my proposal, with the exception of the Celtics winning this championship, because then it gets them back in first place.
Winning the championship, this one, they got
This one's okay, right?
Okay,
And I think they need like a 30-year break just to toughen the city up a little bit.
Hey, man, we're going to see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Well,